In this video, we're going to talk about the solution of number 6. I love the way we communicate during classroom time. Good discussion. So now let's go back to the real business. So given a function of cosine, now always remember cosine, what do we know about that? Cosine function, as you see, always starting from the maximum and back to maximum, and then the cycle is equal to 2 pi. So this is what we mentioned about when there is a picture, the answer is in the picture. Now always remember the period, the complete cycle from maximum to maximum, okay? Now, when we talk about the special cases, you got to activate the condition. So they have a condition, count by the hour after 12 midnight, which means start at x equal to 0 midnight. And they mention about IC2 minimum, and the principal axis is the y equal to 0. Now always remember, when there is a picture, the answer is in the picture, which tells me the picture has my answer. Now, given those two, you got to make sure, hey, Ms. said that it's a coordinate. The first one is my x value and the second one is my y value, which makes sense. The y value, it is my minimum -10. Now, let's talk about that. Minimum to minimum, hey, that is a period. From this information, we know about that. Period, it's all about the x values. How long take me to complete a cycle from maximum to maximum or from minimum to minimum, things like that, right? So all you need to concentrate will be my x value. So the period will be equal to 7.5 minus 2.5, and that is equal to 5. Now, they want us to tell the s value. Remember, S control the period, but not the period. By the formula, that is equal to 2 pi divided by the period. What we know about the period? 5. So now we got the S value, 2 pi over 5. Perfect. Moving on. What about my R? Location of the R is my amplitude, the A value, right? So how high I can go and how low I can go. By using the table, the minimum is -10. So we say that dr, it's my amplitude, it's equal to absolute value. So now I know it's equal to 10. So, ooh la la, we got part B done. All right, back to part A. Part A tells us we want to sketch this graph and using the information from the data, and the domain is from 0 to 15. Very good. So when you take a look at my picture, you kind of get that. Now remember, period, it's a good thing. That tells us how long it takes me to complete the cycle, one complete cycle. So that tells me from 0 to 5, I will complete my cycle. Remember the cosine function. We mentioned about the cosine function. It tells us from the 0 is my maximum. I'm going to start from the maximum all the way back to maximum. So which tells me when it's 0, I know my maximum will be 10. How high, how low, that's my amplitude, right? And when it's at 5, I'm back to my maximum. So what's good now? Now, also, remember something we mentioned about the picture. You do know that if I cut it in half, that will be my 2.5, and cut it half, that will be 7.5, cut it half, that will be 12.5. And if I continue cut it half, right? So now, remember what we talk about the graph? So the cosine function, I'm going to start from my maximum, right? Down to my minimum and back up to my maximum. Ooh, look at that, beautiful. Now that makes sense. When x equal to 2.5, I got my minimum. So this tells me it's -10. Very good. Now we're going to continue finish this graph. So let's continue. Let's be professional. So I know my nice, beautiful picture, right? Oh. It's not going. Okay. All right. So you see my nice picture. It's not good, but you see the curve. So that's the fun thing about that. When we say when there is a picture, the answer is in the picture. So please, 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 please sketch that nicely and you will see this nice picture. So that makes sense. When it's 2.5, I got my minimum at -10. When it's 7.5, I also get my minimum at -10. So when there is a picture, the answer is in the picture, and that's it. Now, don't say that, Miss. Oh, why? Now, when we talk about the cosine function, you need to remember the way we say that is the complete cycle. So therefore, that's from the maximum to the maximum. 2 pi is the cycle, okay? But since my b value is different, so therefore, I can complete my cycle faster or slow, depends on the picture, the x value. Good, and that's all. Hope that will help. That's all.